Game changer in C++ resource handling. How often your code acquires a resource, performs some operations on it, and then has to release. Files, sockets, database connections, and even memory. The list might be endless. Let's look into the following example. Here a file is opened, then data is read, and finally it's closed. Whereas that code is generally okay for C, in C++ it's error-prone. The problem is hiding in the call to handle function. If that function throws an exception, that will force control flow to leave the function immediately without closing the file. That is how resources might start leaking, but fortunately C++ has a good solution for that. Before getting to that solution, we have to consider how C++ is dealing with the lifetime of a local object. In function play with an object, I have a local variable of type myObject. In contrast to dynamically created in a heap objects, myObject is stored in a stack and will be destructed as soon as control flow leaves that function. And it doesn't matter how it will happen, by returning the value or if play method will throw an exception. That is the basic principle that standing behind most valuable C++ technique REI, resource equation, is initialization. Just to make my example with a file much more safer, I need only a class that will open a file inside the constructor and close this inside the destructor. Rewritten function readSum should only create a local object of type myFile and use its fd member to read from the file. And file will be closed automatically when control flow will leave the function either by implicit return or by throwing an exception. So REI pattern makes your C++ code much more safer.